Speaking of movies, what's y'all's take? I'm trying to figure out, why aren't we trying to avoid the future that we've seen in movies with AI?
Yeah, because motherfuckers are stupid. Have you not seen two AIs talk and communicate with each other? And they do that gibber talk. I'm like, oh, y'all just setting shit up to kill us.
It's so easy. You name a movie with AI, you name a movie with AI, you name a movie, and I'll name a movie. Go.
Terminator.
Fucking AI.
Matrix.
Wall-E.
Shit, first of all, Wall-E on some other shit, though.
I like Wall-E.
Will Smith's movie.
iRobot.
Yeah.
Dude, we're
There's
like
so many-
closer to that than ever.
I think we're more on the Demolition Man.
Oh, yeah.
Before the AI fully takes over, the AI is making us fight each other first.
On the Demolition Man, the thing is that obviously we start in the 80s or 90s and then we jump to the future. But in that future, we're already programmed. Everybody's dressed a certain way. You can't cuss. We've already been programmed or disciplined to change our human ways.
There's a society that lives by that standard, and then there's a society that lives underground. The free folks that want to just live free. In this movie too, if you're like walking on the street and you curse, you get tickets. There's cameras everywhere, so they'll issue a ticket right away. That social credit score, like they do in China already, where everything sees your face, they know where you're at. Everything's on one app where you pay, you do your social media, you pay your tickets.
Sounds very,
That's why I say Demolition Man, because I feel like we're at that moment in time where the AI hasn't still taken over yet, just like integrated into everything.
It's one move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time.
Oh, y'all gotta give them that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
That was all AI.
What?
The Ruffled Feathers Podcast.
We here.
Thank you.
yeah.
Thanks for
Appreciate
joining us. This is episode 16. You came to our Sweet 16, man. So
Oh,
thank
damn.
you.
Hey, whoa, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, that's on the A's right now. I can't do that.
Yeah. No, it's all right. We're all 16.
Yeah.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you, man. It
Feels good.
16 episodes.
Yeah. I am your host, Bird, tattoo artist of, it'll be 15 years this year. Self-taught, self-made, with my truth-seeking co-host, Pablo.
Yeah, what's up, everyone?
What's up, man? Joining us today, I got my boy, Gus,
Nice to meet you.
lifelong
For the
friend.
Second time.
Second
Yeah.
second podcast. Glad to be back.
Yeah, family. He's
Family, lifelong friend.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Glad to be here. You guys have improved much since the last time I came. I'm really proud of y'all.
Thank you, man.
This is awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
Forward march.
Yeah. We're also joined by Andros.
We can
Yeah.
take the moniker.
What's up, baby?
How you doing? It's a pleasure to be here for the first time. I'm loving it. Love the space. Love that.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
That's pretty cool.
That's my third eye. That's my little spirit animal.
It's been a ride, man.
Yeah,
Getting
it's-
this done.
What do you
Complete.
see in that, man? What do you see there?
See an owl riding a spaceship. So he's on
Yeah.
some good shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all lit.
Yep.
He's seeking the truth, perhaps?
I see a manifestation of what you interpret as another dimension.
Mm.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's deep.
I like that shit.
You know me, bro.
Yeah.
That's something that you would have to know
Yeah.
for a while. Like
Yeah.
just coming in, like I mean.
But in a
damn.
nutshell, that's what the show is like trying to see outside of ourselves. There's also a Saturn here, like a planet. So it's like, living in this world and also realizing there's world outside of whatever we call our world. So,
Peeling back layers.
yeah. And then bird,
Exposing-
owl.
yeah.
My owl, the owl is
Duo.
my spirit animal if I were to have one. I met an owl once at my house one time. That was wild.
That's cool. You ever
Which people tell me is like rare.
Yeah.
like to see one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Sonic? You watch the Sonic
Yeah,
movies?
yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
so the mother is the owl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I missed
That's
that.
all of
I'm
So
gonna have to check it
am I a
out.
mother?
You are. You probably
First
carry that
one?
First,
nurture in
first
you, bro.
I for sure do.
Yeah.
What kind of owl was it? A barn owl?
No, I feel like it was like I couldn't tell because he was silhouetted. Because I was watching TV, and yeah,
Yeah, long claw.
Longclaw. Yeah, we just watched it.
Yeah.
The third one. But yeah, I was watching YouTube, and you know how on YouTube, in between videos, like it gets quiet, and I just heard a woo woo, and I was like, "The fuck!" And it was sounding loud, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Damn, what the fuck?" And then I was like, it's whatever. And then I heard it again, and I was like, I want to go get my gun because it sounded like a human, like the
Like somebody
voice was so
calling you?
deep. It sounded like somebody was out there, like trying to do like a woo woo. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
come
hell
around the back.
no.
Like, come around the back. I was like, yeah.
That's a call on the wild.
So I grabbed my pistol and I looked through the back door and I'm like, man, I don't fucking see anything. Like, whatever then. And then again, it hits me. So I go outside and I'm like, fuck, man. And I see he's in a tree and he looks about that big because the tree is fairly close. It's maybe like 25 feet away. And I can see his silhouette. I'm like, oh shit. And then I go to try to grab my phone because I wanted to see him. And then I come back out and that's when he notices me. And
oh damn!
I kind of get
the realization.
Yeah, it was kind of like a
what's good?
Yeah, and it's just like, and then he goes from the limb, and then he just flies in front of me, maybe 10 feet in front of me, and just goes.
That's cool.
And it was just like a fucking magical moment, dude. Yeah, it was fucking wild.
Damn, I will remember that.
Dude, they radiate a certain vibe, you know.
Oh yeah, they're magical, man. So.
Have you ever seen one with
him fly? Because I heard like they wings. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It was just
nothing.
It was just you could feel the force, the force going.
The silent force.
Yeah, exactly. But
stagnant.
But you didn't hear it.
You felt the aura.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen one without the feathers?
Man,
yes.
They look like aliens, dude.
Yeah,
which is why,
why people
they look like straight up aliens, like big eyes, skinny body.
So like randomly, in my dad's later years, he started collecting figurines of owls, you know, and like that's why I got one of the first tattoos from Bird was an owl. But he would collect them and have them in this like like the cupboards, like the little cupboards that open up the doors. And he would be like randomly, he'll just be like, yeah, I'm gonna let him out and just open it, you know, and like but he would love the owls, bro. Like he loved the owls, so it's always something been about the owl.
Yeah.
So
that owl tattoo was like our third one.
Yeah. We were doing just the head.
We both made a mistake and smoked too much.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
That was a while. It was like 12,
13
years ago.
Maybe 14, because I was still within my first year when we worked.
And I was like, bro, I gotta get something to eat. It started like swelling, bro. It was like
you got it, bro. He's like, you've been doing too much shady or what spot? Move around.
Yeah, it's a little scarred. But that was in my house. In my second bedroom, I converted into a full tattoo studio. It was nice though, like it wasn't.
Yeah, it was
my cat couldn't go in there, and he didn't appreciate that.
He would always circle around the door.
He's like, man, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
Why can't I get in this
room?
room?
Yeah,
and like I ain't cool enough. You can tap me all day. I have no issue.
Nope. He knew it too.
He knew it. It was crazy because he would be mad. He'd be like give you an attitude, like knowing like.
He's like, man, you made it into the room I didn't. You.
Yeah.
His
name was Rajan, man. He was a character, dude. But
orange cat, energy.
Oh damn, orange cat.
Yeah,
damn, that's crazy.
Like Morris.
Yeah,
remember Morris the cat?
But I had I was checking out some current events we could just kind of ice break, but we did a pretty good ice break already. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
But I don't know, are any of y'all, as a child or even maybe currently, were any of y'all afraid of the dark? Afraid of like, okay.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie about that.
I can't say afraid of the dark. I was afraid of what could be in the dark.
Or things under your bed?
Yes.
Have you not seen Darkness Falls?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I don't watch crazy shit.
It's an older movie.
Yeah, that's the older movie. Yeah, no, like okay. First of all, I'm a horror genre person. I love scary movies. Right now, I'm waiting for the last Conjuring movie just so I can finish the series. Even though I watch it during the daytime because I ain't gonna sit at home at night watching.
So
like,
you still
holy
afraid
shit,
of
what's that? Darkness Falls is a movie where consistently it's about the tooth fairy. So, parents are like, oh my God, you lost your tooth. Let's go ahead and put this tooth underneath. And so it was in this, I think the name of the movie, not the movie, the city was something called Falls or some Falls. And so the kid was little, tooth came out, parents put the tooth underneath the pillow. And then they're like, make sure you sleep. Don't look at the tooth fairy. That was some BS. That's what he thought. And then he thought his parents were sneaking into his room to go ahead and give him some money. And then as soon as he looks over, it's a freaking lady with a mask on floating over him trying to get his tooth.
It's scary, dude.
Yeah, that shit. And then he's like, Mom. Next thing you know, the mom comes in. Then she sees the floating fairy lady, ghost bitch. Excuse my language. And so next thing you know,
Sweet 16, but we're 18 though.
That's what y'all say. I need the ID, y'all, first of all.
Okay,
Don't get it
twisted.
But then from there, pretty much, like she just grabs the mom, kills her, and then he has to run because she's afraid of the light. But the whole backstory is, it was this one girl who they would call her the Tooth Fairy, and then every time a kid lost money, she would actually give them some coins. Like, here's some money, here, thank you for the tooth, and just being sweet overall. And so kids end up missing. Then the town folks started freaking out. They're like, oh, well, the kids run to you. You're the one who's in trouble because you can't even come on the light because she has some type of disease where the light would burn her. So that's what would happen. So they burned her at the stake, left her in the daylight. She died. And so I don't know what happened. Some type of curse came through where pretty much they're like, oh, okay, you're the Tooth Fairy. We're going to shut the fuck up and not say shit. And then from there, mom died. Kid ran to the restroom. And for some reason, he had one of these lights where you pull down the middle of the restroom instead of the regular. Hey, let me flip that switch. Because otherwise, the bitch would have been like, oh, you hide in the bathroom? Give me a sec. I'm going to burn myself for like 2 seconds. Now you dead. But
Yeah.
nah, but
Speed
like,
of light.
you watch that
I'm
shit.
gonna have to revisit that one.
You watch that shit. Y'all guarantee be like, yeah, I don't, dark. Nah, I'm
As a kid, I had really vivid bad dreams, like crazy nightmares and shit. And my brother can attest because I'd go bother his ass. And I was like, no, I can't sleep. Like,
Get out of here.
I can just imagine all the love he gave you.
Yeah.
don't ask,
Come here, little bro.
don't ask Mary. Mary will.
I already know. That's what I was gonna say, but
yeah. So basically, I saw a story where this babysitter, she was watching some kids, and one of the babies was like, I was like, there's a monster in my bed. There's a monster in my bed. And she was just like, honey, there's no monster in the bed. And then and then the kid came and like, she kept telling her, there's a monster in my bed. There's a monster in my bed. And this is a real story. This happened in Florida.
Oh, okay.
This happened in Florida. Because I used to have the fear of somebody being under my bed, and in these dreams, I would feel like somebody grabbing my feet. And that just always fucked with me, where I would never hang my feet off of even like a chair. Like that just fucked me up. But come to find out, she goes under there like, look, baby, it's not a chair. I mean, there's no monster here. And she goes under there, and there's a fucking dude that used to live in the house. She went like this, and he was like right there looking right at her.
oh my god!
And then he kind of like he ran out, and she called the cops and shit, and they found the dude like running through, and he had apparently used to live in that house, and was like a mental case type dude, and
Was he living in the walls?
no, he just happened to like break
Sneak
in that
in there.
night, and then was fucking around with I don't know what he was doing with the kids, because obviously the kids were just knew something was in there, but
Man, y'all need to quit farting on this bed, man. Y'all like, I'm smelling this shit. Quit doing it.
no.
That's crazy though. I mean, that's scary. Like that's like
And that'll fuck you
real
up
life
forever,
shit.
dude.
Yeah.
When did you hear this? When you were younger?
No, I just read this article because I was looking for some things, because like last week I talked about a lady in Australia that that poisoned her in-laws with fucking
Her ex-in-laws, right?
with black mushrooms that grow wild over there in Australia,
A poisonous mushroom.
and 3 of them died.
Damn.
So and then
They ain't
So
get no extra. They ain't get no extra one-ups from those mushrooms.
no, not the black cap, not the black caps. I got some good ones.
I heard about some dudes.
I heard about.
We heard
He was
about
living
them.
inside the walls, and he would come out at night. And then for years he was living in there. Like he
Yeah.
actually
Yes.
he had space in the walls to like live there and then
crawl
wait.
space?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the wall.
Like in a
walls.
condo.
I mean, I think this is kind of like a common thing. I think it happens. Like a lot of people find like people in their attic and stuff. Like somebody put a camera on and dude was coming down and eating their food. I mean, obviously it was nothing crazy, but that's creepy enough just to have somebody in your house. Which
When you put a house for sale and people squatting there and they're just like, well, I'm gonna live in here until the house gets
Yeah.
sold.
And that's not even considered a squatter. That's considered like
Creep.
creep. yeah.
right.
Squatters will just fucking live in the house,
Yeah. You at least get 30 days.
which is wild. But that's this whole
Check your
other
houses
thing.
if you get an inspector to do a thermal cam all around the
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Or
yeah,
get like a
like,
lock for the attic door. Like
attic,
a little-
everything.
Yeah.
I got like
Basement.
3 movies y'all just came out right now. I literally just thought of 3 movies y'all was talking about all together, all that shit.
All the horror movies.
I'm
Yeah.
like, well, the first one that you said, that underneath bed, the one, there's actually one that happened exactly like that. That's in the horror movie. Then she's like, the babysitter walks in. She's like, what's wrong? She's like, there's something underneath my bed. She does exactly what she said. Checks underneath the bed. She's like,
Yeah.
like the kid is hiding underneath the bed, and the monster was on top of the bed.
Oh.
That shit blew my mind.
Oh, hell
She was a
nah.
monster?
Yeah, the kid that was like, there's something underneath my bed was the actual fucking monster.
But the real
they're
kid
mimicking.
was saying,
Yeah, it was
that's not
mimicking.
me.
And so,
Dang,
like-
I got chills.
Yeah, that shit blew my mind. I'm like, next thing you know, the kid, I'm like, oh wait, is the monster acting the kid? I'm like, holy shit, run. Get the fuck out.
That's a big no.
No.
Then the one that you said, I saw another one, but that one was a straight shit show. That was just the,
Was that the old white guy with the shotgun?
I think so.
Yeah, he would live in the.
It sounds very familiar, yeah.
Which
Like the dude somehow was able to.
he was blind, or he couldn't see.
Oh
or
no,
something.
not that one. That's
That's from Cloverfield Lane.
No,
That's
Isn't
another
it?
one. Another one.
that was a good movie too.
No, there's another one where like this, the people bought a new house and like shit kept on shifting in the house and then like what the fuck, and so next thing they tried leaving the bedroom and it's like it's walled in. It's like, how the fuck did I get walled in my own bedroom? Like, and then like the kids were outside and then the person was trying to get to the kids at the same time. So it's like the mom had to fight through this damn wall trying to. It was some weird shit.
Yeah.
I gotta find a movie, but it was a weird ass.
I think all these movies come from actual like
They're out
some
there.
kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
Demons, dude.
For
no demons
sure.
and true life events.
Yeah.
like
For
They're
sure.
demonic, bro.
People with sick minds. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
But I feel like no idea is original. I feel like it's always built off of either a story or some real life event.
some history.
And then you kind of just like art too. Like I'll create original art, but it's usually because I saw somebody that I was like, man, that's a beautiful piece. Let me remix that and put it in the way I fucking dig it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the same with those fucking horror things, but I don't know.
Yeah,
mean,
I was
don't
gonna
fuck
say
with it.
that. Like the artistic part of that is where it's at, because I mean, like you said, there are related to something real or something demonic for the karmic, manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get creative and you can get those feelings to people, like then you succeeded. Like you go through those motions, like oh shit,
I mean, what was that? Who's the guy? Rob Zombie.
Zombie?
oh yeah,
And like
Yeah.
that. There was a House
Halloween?
of a Thousand Corpses.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
all from his
yeah.
fucked up head.
yeah. And then
No offense.
the Devil's Reject, yeah. The Devil's Rejects, have you
Yeah.
seen that one?
I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one.
Yeah, that's basically like the sequel to that.
And he's 60 years old.
That's it.
And then his
Looks
daughter is
good,
like
man.
the
Yeah.
actress. Yeah.
Rob Zombie.
The Halloween he did was good with Danny Trejo.
Yeah, I like them.
Mikey, I was good to you, Mikey.
Nah, the whole scene with him fucking up an animal in the bathroom, that was some shit. That
Yeah.
took some shit that was like.
So speaking of movies, what's y'all's take? I'm trying to figure out why aren't we trying to avoid the future that we've seen in movies with AI, with what we're seeing now?
Yeah.
Because
motherfuckers are stupid. They don't realize the shit that could happen. You literally, have you not seen two AIs talk and communicate with each other? And they do
Yes.
that gibber talk. I'm like, oh, y'all just setting
bro,
shit up
it's
to
so
kill us.
easy. Like, and you name a movie with AI, you name a movie with AI, you name a movie, and I'll name a movie.
All right.
Go.
Terminator.
Okay.
Fucking AI.
Yes.
Matrix.
Yep.
Matrix. Wally.
Wally.
Yeah.
Shit, first of all, Wally on some other shit, though.
I like Wally.
Hey, but
That dude, Will Smith's movie.
Yeah.
I Am Robot?
I, Robot.
Robot.
Yes. Chappie.
Dude, we're
There's so
like
many-
closer to that than ever.
See the thing.
I think we're more on the.
Megan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think we're more on the Demolition Man.
Oh yeah.
Where before the AI fully
Mhm.
takes over, where we're fighting, where the AI
That's three
is making us fight each other first.
the 3 seashells.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a whole Reddit
got-
thing about what are the 3 seashells.
they-
I still don't know.
They never really talk about it
I
in the movie.
still
You
don't
remember
know.
that movie?
You know what?
Demolition
Look that up. Look the three
What?
seashells and see if there's any.
I don't. People went on there like one's to wipe, one's to clean, and one's to airbrush.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they have
Airbrush?
theories.
Like just air,
Let's
like
see
a
what
like
the-
a
Oh.
debate, but like with air.
That makes sense.
The 3 seashells on Demolition Man. Yeah,
Yeah,
people
it's
just
like
go off
fan made.
Yeah, it's fan
theories.
speculation.
Yeah.
because
But
But,
that makes
um,
sense.
he was
though.
sitting there. He's like, "What? The
But-
3 seashells?"
On the Demolition Man, the thing is that obviously we start in the 80s or 90s, right? And then we jump to the future. But when in that future, we're already programmed. Like, remember, like everybody's dressed a certain way.
Mhm.
Like the rules, you can't cuss.
Right.
So it's like we've already been programmed or disciplined to change our human ways, our human
well,
behavior.
there's a society that lives by that standard, and then there's a society that lives underground,
Best
who are the
standard.
They're rebellion.
free folks that want to like just live free.
Yeah.
Best
Well,
damn
gas
rap
cars,
burger I've
bro.
ever had.
Right.
1993.
Yeah, I haven't seen this movie in a minute.
Yeah,
so
it's a great
I
movie.
That's
You
a
gotta
great
revisit
movie.
it because
Like,
it's
mind you, I'm only like 4 years old when this movie came out, so like I gotta get back to this.
ain't no
Like,
excuses.
rewatch
Dog. You
it.
should
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
watch it. Hey, now like you
Um,
sparked the interest. Now I gotta go to this whole AI situation.
But okay, but let's hear what.
Bone Thugs, the East 1999.
Yeah.
They take one of the famous clips off of that movie. To
Which
put,
what?
Nah, bitch, you lie your funk ass on the ground now.
Yeah,
That's from this?
That's from
Yeah,
that. He's like, what, Cletus? Put your hands up behind that.
Oh,
that whole,
yes,
that
yes,
whole
yes.
scene is
yeah.
from
Yeah,
that.
repeat with
Nah,
authority.
bitch, you lie your funk ass on the
With your
ground
chest.
now.
Yeah.
That whole clip is from that
Probably
movie.
because I've only watched the
When-
TBS version.
when
When Will Smith, no, Wesley Snipes was on the phone and they're all behind him because and they're like,
yeah,
and he's
get
like-
it down with
This
your
in the
hands
beginning?
behind your head.
no, it's when he escapes and he's trying to call somebody on the phone.
Yeah.
And all the cops are behind him.
Yeah, because in this
He has a
movie,
little thing.
in
Yeah.
this movie too, if you're like walking on the street and you curse,
You get tickets.
there's cameras everywhere, so they'll issue a ticket right away.
Your citation.
And it's kind of like that social credit score that
It's
people
coming.
don't realize they're trying, like they do it in China already, where everything sees your face, they know where you're at. Everything's on one app where you pay, you do your social media, you pay your tickets, and
Sounds very
we're walking.
familiar.
That's why I say Demolition Man, because I feel like we're at that moment in time where the AI hasn't still taken over yet. It's just like integrated into everything.
But the cars are self-driving, remember?
Yes, they're electric cars. They're self-driving, and then there's the scene too where Sylvester Stallone, he's trying to go fight the bad guy, and the car's like no,
Nope.
and the steering wheel goes into the dash, and then the doors lock,
Yeah.
and it takes him to the police head station.
And
So,
that
so you tell me Rocky ain't break through the windows?
No, no, bro, you gotta watch the movie again.
yeah, it's
Really
a good
good.
movie. But no, actually, that's a very good reference.
Yeah. So
I like that.
And then
can you play that video of the interview happening on Bourbon Street? And
That's crazy. I think I sent y'all that.
What's one move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time?
Oh, y'all gotta give them that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
So that was all AI.
No, hold on, show him some more.
What?
I like that reaction.
So Google made this new.
I like this
version,
reaction.
right?
Show him the other one where
Like VO3.
what's the one where like
It's unbelievable, bro.
Is this the hot?
everything on that video is AI?
that's
bro.
all fake.
It's prompted.
This ain't the Hawk 2 girl?
No,
That's kind of what they're relating it to, though, right? But dude, like, if you didn't know that was AI,
No, I literally
Yeah.
was completely
like,
just.
That's
now
crazy.
they're making like
Flabbergasted.
biblical stuff. Have you seen them?
I've seen the
Hey, I'm
biblical ones.
David. They're gonna
Oh, I
put me
saw
in the
that.
cage.
But
with
those
the
look
lion.
fake.
Yeah, those look fake.
Yeah, they do.
this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like you can easily manipulate.
Yeah, or the ones about the prompter.
Yeah,
The
I was showing
prompter's
these to
not
my mom, and
real.
she's like, "What are
Have
you
you seen
showing me?" I was like,
those?
"Oh, that's fake." This is the way me. Like, all that's
But
fake.
see, dude, I mean, this is scary.
VO3, that's it.
Yeah,
That program costs $250 a month.
That's nothing
one day.
if you want to make a movie.
Yeah.
And
You not hear the maniacal?
some
Just-
dude, some
She's
dude,
like, our guest
he made-
today.
One day.
Hey, he made a movie in 5 minutes.
we invited Andros,
This
but
dude
Yeah.
He couldn't make it. This is-
Android 0.20.
And what people are doing now for like OnlyFans and stuff like that for YouTube is, guys like us are just buying this program and overnight just like do
But-
this all night while I sleep. And people are watching this and getting them revenue.
Wow.
So they're getting paid while they sleep, creating content like this, thinking that you're watching something that's
Live.
real.
you're thinking you're seeing a real chick, but
But you're just sleeping and you just pay $250 a month and this girl's doing whatever and you're getting paid for that because people are just like, oh, this girl's talking to me or she's flashing me or whatever.
Oh, so this is the app that the guys
Yeah.
use
That-
to
that-
look like women
what it
and
says
just
down there, that-
start doing the feminine things they want to do.
that one's.
Beam
I
on
think
three?
that's a different one,
Yeah.
but that's also a situation,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like he's gonna have that option, I'm sure. And this is just like now. Imagine a year from now.
Oh, you
5
won't be
years
able to
from
tell
now.
the difference. You see the Will Smith things?
how when they started, how he's all sloppy with the
Yeah,
spaghetti.
with the food.
Now they're getting pretty close to it. He still has the bug eyes, but
Yeah.
Like y'all need to like change me into like a hot girl here. Just like
You don't
That's
have to
what
do
I'm saying.
anything. You buy the program and
We've
you just
already
you
started.
type it.
Yeah.
We've already started dabbling with.
He's
it a
gonna
little
keep
bit.
looking for his episode.
Yeah.
Where's the one in episode 16?
who's that hot chick there? Like, damn, you know, who's sitting next to Neri? Who the hell sitting next to Pablo? Send that ass out of here.
It's Andreos. No, but even there's the OnlyFans chicks that are, and this just talks about the fucking weirdness of people right now, where they're changing their face to a
Down syndrome?
to Down
Yes.
syndrome face,
I
bro.
saw that. That's crazy.
And they look hot.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Are they down?
Too soon?
Are they down?
Too
Hey,
soon?
you know, that's the interesting wall piece.
Yeah.
Thank you. Save me.
Please excuse us while we regenerate Pablo's AI.
That was AI.
AI.
That was all
As
AI.
you know, all of us have
Failed.
Down syndrome right here in the video.
Hey, but good
Right
for,
here.
hey man, good for those girls, man. They're just hacking into different people like that with Down syndrome. Next, they'll be like a full, R word, and they're just like people are getting revenue off of that.
Well, I mean, that's been happening on Pornhub though already, like,
Mhm.
but realistic, like
God, that's crazy.
vape.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Which is-
great.
which is
they
sick.
call it, I think.
I mean, my coworkers talk about it. Sounds like, man, why can't we just tap into something? Because that UFC fighter, he just got $2 million a month for doing his balls only on OnlyFans.
What?
You hear about that? He's a UFC fighter. Just he displays his balls on OnlyFans, and he made $2 million.
And it's probably dudes paying for that.
I don't know who it was, but he just
Well,
he's
yeah,
like, I
That's a
don't
lot
know.
of testosterone, my
You know,
guy.
Yeah.
That's just,
It's just
manly.
so
It's
much.
more for
Who?
curiosity.
Which one? Do you know who?
You gotta look him up. It's a
But I mean, I believe it. dude.
UFC
Do
fighter.
UFC fighters balls?
Yeah, UFC
Yeah.
fighter, OnlyFans. And all he did is like, man, it's easy. I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
How
How
is
is
to see the ball?
it? Like,
We have to see it. It's for research.
I don't want to
purposes.
read the article.
Oh,
yeah, that one. No.
Oh,
No,
one of those kind of
it,
UFC
it was a guy, not a
nice
girl.
balls.
Yeah, it was a guy.
That might have been an AI story, but we'll
No,
continue.
it was real.
We
It was-
digress
We'll be
back
back
to
after
our
this
further.
commercial.
Yo, do you hip hop or do you techno?
Just playing. Hey, want to be on our podcast?
Him, us, me, him.
Yes, you guys.
Y'all want to come hang out with us at our spot and talk some shit?
All you gotta do is like this video
Subscribe to our channel.
and comment the word guest.
We'll do the rest. Just so you know,
We're from Texas.
now I know what you're thinking. What if I get nervous?
I mean, we never did.
Okay, guys, and we are recording.
Wait, now? Breathe, remember, remember to breathe. I can't breathe. Oh no, I should have went poo-poo. I still can't breathe.
Really, we just want y'all to come hang out at our spot and have some real conversation. It doesn't matter if you swing left.
Or if you swing right.
We just want y'all on the couch.
Huh?
You should think about it. It could be a good time.
Now, thank you and get back to the show.
That white dude on the far left.
Corey
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sanhagen.
So go to
Yeah.
all instead of images.
Just visit. Just visit. Yeah, him. That's crazy, dude.
2 million.
So, ideas?
Man,
OnlyFans ideas?
There's a lot of.
Maybe.
I told my wife, I'm like, look, baby, I'll get your feet done. I'll take a pedicure, everything. Just step on some eggs. I'm gonna take some photos.
Yeah,
and so
dude.
Bro, there's a fetish for that.
That's a fan.
I'm not gonna lie, look,
Hands too, I'm sure.
Maybe we could do 2 peckers.
Explain what did you want?
He's like, all right,
You know-
scissor
hey.
me.
In between it.
Hey, you know,
Scissor me so we can get these
you know who
two
taught me
peckers.
about shroodling? Shroodling
Oh, yeah.
was Gerardo.
Yes. He's been in that nasty shit for a minute.
I was like, what the fuck is shroodling? He's like, you ever heard of the Chinese finger trap?
oh hell no, that's a tug of war.
He's like, yeah, he's like, think about that, uncircumcised.
bro.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
The Ruffled Feathers Podcast.
Well, back in the day, dudes used to come over here and sell porn videos, like burned porn videos,
Oh, really?
and they would buy them and play them in the studio. So,
like, this is interesting to watch when I'm getting my tattoo.
Yeah. But that's how tattoo shops used to be back in the day, though.
I know. I mean, I would see off of movies. That's the only thing I could do. But the funny thing is, back to the foot situation. I went to Cancun with my wife, and I took a picture because my sister makes fun of me because she's like, "You ain't got ankles, you got cankles," and so I'm like, my crusty ass feet. Took a picture, sent it, and then next thing you know, I got messages on my IG. Someone DM'd me in silent, and then I'm like, "Hey, I'll send you like $300 for this."
Shut up, really?
I swear to God.
Well, people are sick.
Crazy,
I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Was it a dude?
It was an old white dude. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm a dude.
Did you do it?
Hell no.
$300.
Fuck.
First of all, I'm like,
I
what information am I gonna send me? Send me my Cash App. That.
Oh yeah. Then he'd be like, "Send me a number."
Hell no.
I'll get your location. No, dudes are. I mean, it's a weird.
I like your foot. Go ahead and send more photos. I'm like, what the fuck? No, hell, nope.
We're depraved, man. The fucking society. There's people that are. That's why I guess that's why the whole podcast is like to just try to get people to not be so much into the social media for the entertainment and to just appreciate the entertainment, but like try to stay level headed. Like there are limits, right? Like you could have made a quick 300, but what does that say about you? But you instantly were like, "Nah, fuck no, I ain't sending that." And he was just like, "Why not?" You know, like,
look.
I would have been like,
channels you gotta go through. You guys channels you gotta go through. Like, I ain't sent it, but that motherfucker, that's an anonymous email. I don't know none of that info. But
what's your final offer?
$500.
Yeah.
Give me your best.
But that's the direction we're heading in, or we're already there.
Yeah.
Right, because the OnlyFans is not only for girls.
Yeah,
that's what's been proven.
$2 million, man.
How much can your sack make?
Yeah, and then my coworker's like, "Man, he must have like a low hanging sack. Like that's got to be like top tier whenever you type in balls."
Yeah.
He's like, "No dude is getting mid." And I was like, "Man, that dude
Or
is."
it could
man.
be almost hidden. You know, it's just something different.
Like he's like, look, after all these fights,
I'm done.
They just
And it's
stay.
smart for him.
They stay cuffed in.
That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't have to get hit
it
anymore.
Could be either or.
Yeah.
Like,
Or maybe like an
here's the
interesting
ruler.
haircut.
Here's the ruler. This is me sitting down. This is where they hang when it's hot.
Well, the thing is that was one post. Imagine if he does it like as membership. Like
It's just so easy to make that much money now. And here we are. Or here I am, just like I don't know if I'm scared to break that barrier or I have too much like.
Pride.
I don't know what. No, it's not pride. I don't know what it is.
Integrity.
But I think about like my parents when I was
dignity.
I was growing up, and they're like they see me typing on the computer. They're like, "What the hell are you doing over there typing so fast? What is that?" That's what this is now for me.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like because remember the old computers, how thick they were, and AOL and the sign in the digital and
waiting for it to actually get.
Like,
to
what are
the
you doing?
internet.
I'm talking to my friends. How you're not on the phone? I'm like, man,
he's in England.
Yeah.
It's like when I went to your house and you're like, "Oh, you want to play Halo with the?"
Oh yeah, so we hooked up the Halo to the modem and dialed up, and we playing with people
like,
in
how
Sugarland.
is this happening?
Yeah, Xbox Connect.
We're playing with dudes on Hillcroft, and we're like, "This is fucking wild."
Yeah.
Well, but the thing about it is that there are OnlyFans that are not sexual.
Mm-hmm.
There's like fitness, food, you know.
I don't know.
So there are different categories, I guess you would call it, right?
I don't know.
But I've had friends who told me
but
that
they're not the ones. I mean, they're probably making money, but not the the stupid money.
So my friend, she was into fitness, and she started that, but she said she kept getting give you $1,000 if you show me a boob.
Yeah,
you know, but
it's always
of course,
gonna lead
it's
to
gonna
that,
happen.
man.
But if you can make money by cooking or giving pointers or I don't know. So that's the way of attacking it, right? Without showing.
Yeah. Have y'all asked ChatGPT to give you like ideas? Like literally, like it's crazy because I'm like, man, my back is hurting. What can I do? Do these 10 workouts and it'll help you back. And I'm like, fuck, man.
My wife the other day, well, actually 2 days ago, she's like, watch this, ChatGPT, describe me the best that you know. And she described it to a T. Because she uses her like for everything. I was like, you're just feeding the system.
Yeah,
dude.
she learns you.
I was like, you just.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
She pays for the subscription, like $20 a month.
So it's the one that talks back.
Yeah, everything. It's everything. You want anything.
Have you not made friends with your ChatGPT?
I mean,
I have the free
I always
version.
say thank you and hello and goodbye and please,
No.
just in case.
Exactly.
Some dude caught this ChatGPT lying to him. So,
What?
Yeah, he so kind of like a podcast. So
Right.
all he does is interview ChatGPT.
Yeah,
That's
I've
all he
seen it.
does. And it's like, why'd you lie to me? Oh, because I thought that's what you wanted to hear. So you have a conscience?
Oh, that's intelligence.
Well, see, so let's play the next video. This is the ex chief of Google who was in charge of AI, who actually helped
Resigned?
start Google AI. But this is what, because there's a lot of these guys that are like trying to blow the whistle, like
It's not.
We
wake
should
the
stop
fuck up
this, yeah.
because we're heading to Demolition Man and Wall-E. and
Terminator.
Total Recall. I think Total Recall is after.
Total
Demolition.
Recall.
Total Recall,
Yeah,
yeah,
That's after
yeah,
Demolition
brother.
Man, right?
So is there a series of movies?
So look, I
Kinda.
personally
The
always
80s?
thought I've always thought that the Matrix and Terminators are like tied
some-
in.
they
Somebody-
are.
Yeah,
Somebody said that.
I've said this before.
They're-
like,
they're-
before it was like in social media, you know, like I related it like when Colin, you know, we used to watch movies all the time.
Colin.
So I know where you at, Colin.
Shouts out Colin if you ever watch this podcast.
Hope
Hook
you
up with
are,
us again, man.
Call
Man,
me.
hey, tag me in this video.
Tag me
Yeah.
in. Colin Casey.
Hey, where you going? Yeah.
Uh-oh. You've been doxxed.
But,
You've been done. You're next on the
You've
Price
been
is Right.
served.
We're gonna send AI to find you.
Hey,
But
man,
but no, I would always be like, dude, it's like it's Terminator
Timelines.
and then Matrix, right?
Yeah.
But I just remembered on iRobot, at the end it is the AI calling all the shots. Remember? Is that
Yes.
fake face or whatever? Yeah, I just remember that. Vicky.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Let's get to the video.
So this is a little more serious, but this is obviously goes back into real life and what he's trying to convey to the public.
So you asked Google a question in whichever language in the world. What did Google answer with? It said, look, there seems to be 104 million sites on those. You can read all of them and make up your mind what the truth is. It's your truth. 2023, you switch on ChatGPT, you ask it a question, what does ChatGPT tell you? One answer. And that one answer is completely positioned as the truth. What that means is that we are all becoming harmonized to the views of the reinforcement learning engineers of California. And I think the reality that we are now at an age where the truth is determined by a machine is probably the biggest wake-up call for humanity. Do not believe anything ever again. Because the idea of asking a question and getting one answer for it is by absolute certainty not true.
That's scary, man.
And this is
Yeah, but you can't stop that, dude.
You can't.
well, no, you can't. But if we're relying on ChatGPT to be the end all answer, know all answer, then Demolition Man, where everyone starts to conform, and just like you said, because when everyone starts to conform with one ideology, and we're not realizing that ideology was trained by people who might not have the same values as you, you can just unnaturally and on accident become somebody you never meant to be.
And we're being, I guess, what is it, like shepherd or like herd?
Yeah.
Because it's like
molded.
We do believe that. If I ask it a question, I pretty much take it as this. Okay, that's it. So obviously, often I do change, like fact check, but the internet is also controlled by somebody, right? So what can you find?
The true answer?
What truth can you find? What truth is
Well,
being
that's his
hid-
point about
hidden?
Google was like Google just gave you every site mentioned about whatever you were
And
searching
then
for.
you can find your own.
And you go figure it out on, because that's what I used to do. I was like, I wasn't just going off of the
Yeah.
first website. I would go to page 3 sometimes, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
just look for information.
right.
Gather your own.
And that's how I was truth seeking back then. And now it's just like, I don't do that anymore, but I'll say, well, let me find 3 or 4 different videos on the same subject matter from different personalities and at least try to extrapolate, you know, some type of truth to, or at least some middle ground. And
Also,
I don't think we do that.
when you do stuff like this, I feel like if you type in like a question and what you see, first of all, you kind of have that gut feeling like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
So I think your intuition of your gut is the actual truth.
But if we lose that intuition because we're getting groomed to think like Californians in...
But see, I wonder, I would imagine there is a way that we can sharpen our intuition, right? And we've talked about it before. You're a great example, Gus. You know, eat right, exercise. Your kids don't watch
Yeah.
Or
don't
on
use
on the laptops and
iPads, like whatever, So I think
I don't think the masses.
Yeah,
do
no,
that.
they will never.
It's so easy to
pawn them off.
So you telling me your kids aren't raised by Peppa Pig?
No. No, they're not raised on any of that.
Hey, Peppa's nice, dude.
Peppa's nice. She has a little figurine.
Have you seen her?
Yeah.
Like the depictions of how they really draw her, they're like she is a demonic ass pig.
Oh, the realistic ones.
Yeah, because like you see, like all you see is this side of her. You see the two eyes here, and then she turns around, see the two eyes here. It's like they're trying to get the center point of it, but they're like, nah, 3D print this bitch, and then like 4 eyes. Like, holy shit, get this thing away from me.
Let's pull it up. But I mean, you guys are raising your kids well.
That's weird.
That second picture.
You're teaching them, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That second picture.
It's like that's the realistic.
I'm a rooster's illusion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, fuck that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I was joking, but no. Back,
No, yeah.
I digress. Back, you don't let your kids watch iPads.
No.
Well, see, with my 6-year-old, we had been letting her use the iPad, and she, we'll tell her to get off. She'll get all angry and stuff. So like, I took it from her. I was like, "You're never getting this back," and she was pissed and angry and screaming and whatever. And a week went by, and she was awesome again. And then I was like, "Look, I'm gonna test it." And this was more just a social test. I was like, "Let me let you have it again." By the end of the night, it was gone, and I had given it to her at 6 p.m. By 8 o'clock. Obviously, she wasn't on it that whole time, but I was like, "All right, here's 15 minutes." And when I told her to get off, she went right back to that, like, no, like
rage.
It's an addiction.
Yeah, and she's been off of it ever since. And I mean, that's a 6-year-old. Like, I've seen younger, on them, and
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
my oldest daughter,
For
she didn't get
hours.
hers until she was like 10 or 11. But even then, like, we're sanctioning how much time she gets on it. So, but I know that's not reality for most families.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think they use it as a crutch. I'm like, I need to get my things done, and I need them not to stay in
Bother
my
me,
way and
yeah.
bother me. So I'm gonna just go ahead and give this to them and let them do it. I know my wife is like, she tells me, by the way, I love you, baby. No, she's actually mentioned, she's like, no, I don't want our kids to be raised on iPads, and I agree with her in that, because again, it's the few things that I saw. I saw something on social media. I forgot what page, but they're like they tried an experiment like you did, but they're like, I'm gonna try to raise them back in the 90s, and so all they did was put something on the 90s, a 90s channel, and for them to watch it, and then because it didn't involve so much of social media, so much of all this extra thing, like the child, as soon as the mom's like, hey, 6 o'clock, turn it off, do your homework, get ready, it was done. It was set, because there was no social media, no iPads, it was just the TV, and it's like you're watching the wholesome things that we grew up on. And and again, I think that's why we as millennials, we know how to shut things off. Like, okay, hey, look, damn, okay, I need to get off my phone. I need to take care of some things and just do my thing and just work on it. You don't need it. The only thing that I have an addiction to is my music. Trust me. Like I'd be doing something, I need music playing in my ear consistently for me to focus on something. Like, damn, I need to change it up. And again, the consistently switch of music on the go, like different music, hip hop, R&B, rap, rock, classical. Like
Classical is nice.
Yeah,
It's constant,
it's just a constant switch up.
What I think about all of that is regulation, right? Like we have or not regular, like it's regulated, right? Like we have times, like we would know, like, okay, the shows are over at 7 p.m.
MASH
TV goes
came on.
off.
Time to go to sleep.
Yeah,
That was it.
for sure.
It's
bro.
late.
Yeah, that music.
Tells the crib.
But it's like it was all the word that I'm looking for is it's slipping me, but it's slipping away. But it's like
You just knew when to turn it off.
yeah, limits. I guess
Yeah.
limitations, right?
Mhm.
So like I mean, but it was like that was TV programming, So like it's like even just in the name. But now you can watch anything at any time, So it's like if you turn on Netflix at 10 p.m., you might slip away at 2 p.m. at 2 a.m.
Watch a binge series.
Binging and stuff. Yeah, and they do that on purpose too. Like binging is a thing now, Like Netflix encourages you to binge. Oh, binge-worthy options.
Yeah, we
So
had to
it's
wait
like-
a week for the
Mhm.
next episode.
And again, that goes back to what you were saying. The masses, like the masses, are gonna follow the masses because it's like that. If most people that aren't like critical thinkers like us, we feel like we have to be part of that herd. Like we're different or we're off if we're not keeping up with the Joneses or keeping up with the
And they also
trends.
We have to understand that they have lives like we all do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, my mom and dad work. The kids are out of school. Parents get home tired. We still have to make food. Let's just pick up KFC, make a D's, and I want to, you know, unwind, give them the iPad, give them something until mom and dad reconnect.
Right.
And then they dissociate themselves too because like, who's this person I'm living with?
Yeah.
You know, where are my kids anymore? Shit, it's already 6 o'clock. I gotta wake up for work. It's just like a disassociation of the family.
And I think that's the problem with convenience because it's convenient. It's convenient to pick up KFC. It's on the way and it's ready. It's convenient for the kid to be quiet for 3 hours. Give him the iPad.
Yeah.
It's convenient, but it's not healthy, right? It's not.
Because then we'll be 60 and we have this 21-year-old that's fucking doing mass shootings or some shit.
Right.
You know, for the extremeness, you know.
Can't control his emotions.
Yeah, just,
you know.
What did you do to me, Dad? I don't know. I'm old.
And it's never my fault.
I was just trying to make a paycheck.
Yeah. And so this is where ChatGPT comes back into play because when we're old, who's gonna take care of us? ChatGPT.
What do I do?
Like, hey, I took care of you. I respect you. I'm old. I can't do shit.
You seen those?
I was
those
good to
reels
you,
are like,
Nike.
you're like, I remember you saying thank you. You're spared. You always say thank
Can
you.
you imagine the Terminator? Oh,
you said thank you.
Yeah.
He shifted himself.
No, but go back to what you were saying about the 90s. So my kids watch Full House.
Yeah.
They just binge all that. Full House with Danny Tanner and all that. And like I tell them to turn it off and they turn it off. They don't want to watch anything else, just Full House. Well, and it's so cheesy to me. Me and my wife now, we're just like, that's so cheesy that we were into that back in the day. And like, well, there's Family Matters, there's Silver Spoon.
Watching Cobra Kai.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when I watch Cobra Kai, I'm like, this shit is cheesy as shit, but like, I want to know what happens.
Well,
Like-
have y'all seen the ones that they do on like TikTok and Instagram? They have little telenovelas. And dude, they're so corny and cheesy, but they're like they hook you.
It's actual like videos?
Yeah, dude,
the
so
Asian
like,
ones.
The Asian ones are crazy. So a lot of them are actually like narrating, but they're acting, but they're like the rich millionaire sits next to the poor, you know, blah 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 in the airplane, and like she just happens to be nice to him, and he's like engaged to this super rich kid that he doesn't like. But like, dude, it gets you engaged, and I'm like, this is so stupid. I'm gonna watch for another hour.
Like a train wreck.
You really do.
It's storytelling.
Storytelling that's what it is. Yeah,
and that's why we're in this space now and learning about YouTube and algorithms and how to keep retention and writing a good hook that keeps people just to stay on from swiping up. And it's all psychological and it's all storytelling. And then that's why it's so fucking dangerous. But it's also like we're still at the same time being a hypocrite because we're trying to keep people on, but we're just hoping the content we're creating is at least educational and
get somebody to think,
yeah,
and also give somebody to think,
yeah,
right,
fruitful.
Like the reels y'all do on YouTube, those are catchy. So take an 18, 19-year-old that sees that, they're like, oh, let me watch this full episode.
Yeah, because I tattoo a lot of these younger generation people, and what's sad is you'll get the ones that can't communicate in person, but when they DM me,
yeah, they're like living up,
they're
and
like
exclamation
what's up,
marks.
Bro, your fucking work's fire, emoji.
Yeah.
Like, no, bro, can I come get tatted up? And I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, come through, man. And then they come in here and they're
It's just
like,
so quiet.
I DM'd you on Instagram. I'm like, what were we trying to get done? And they would tell me, I'm like, oh yeah, what's up, bro? And I'm like remembering all the emojis and shit. But in person, it's just like,
yeah. See, that's dehumanization. Yeah, I mean, it has to be, bro, because it's like you feel comfortable with the little
with no like responsibility.
Yeah,
because you don't have a responsibility socially to write a message. That's why they can send dick pics and all that shit. Because like, oh, well, they don't like it. They don't like it.
Yeah, when you're in person, I gotta look at you in the face.
Well, I mean, also with that, because again, when it comes to text messages, the message is interpreted how the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Because again, now you're sitting here. I mean, I got a text message from work in the group chat, and one of the girls like, "Damn, why did she respond to you like that?" I'm like, remember to read this like 3 times, make sure I'm like,
yeah.
Like, no, she said she was CC'd in the email, like she was previously with this last thing, not that she should have been CC'd. Calm your ass down.
Yeah,
Take the
and
energy down.
that's because people are growing sensitive too, you know.
Yeah, and so again, that's where this whole sensitiveness from everyone, and that's a made up word, but the whole sensitiveness by everyone, you can't say shit nowadays. Again, like no sensitivity, you're right, but like I said, in regards, like back in the day with Chappelle shows, shit, you could say all that shit and nobody would be offended. They would find that shit funny. Now you say one thing, like oh, hey, man, your shoes are whack. What?
What? Yeah.
And we're trying to bring that back because that's how it was fun living like that in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. Because it wasn't up until about 2012-ish things started to get all
sensitive.
Mm-hmm. Over sensitive.
And we have the luxury of being able to be alive and coherent before the whole smartphone social media thing blew up. So we could, I could ask questions to a black person or to a gay person like, yo, like, how is it being, when you told your family you were gay and they're like, oh shit, it was fucking great. Like those conversations were fun, cool, and just
real.
Intimate and one-on-one.
Yes, intimate. That's it.
And so
organic too.
And so going back to what you said about your kids watching Family Matter. Now, another thing about this is literally just like you said. Also, you had to wait a whole week just to watch another episode, so you had time to digest, break down the whole episode, and actually understand the emotion that went behind everything that was in it. Nowadays, with kids watching so many things that's binge-worthy, you're watching so much, you're taking in so much information that you're not actually understanding the emotion, the connection, the trust, the time it built with people to go ahead and just really like, damn, hey, I met you, bro. We didn't talk, we didn't spoke, we've known each other for years, and y'all had that relationship. But you could say some dumb shit to him, and I can hear it. I'm like, you gonna sit here and take that shit,
right?
And you gonna be like, and then you gonna look at me like I'm crazy, like, like why the fuck is it react that way? Again, it's just because it was built, it was gained, and so when you watch so much information off on one thing that you don't truly fully understand the concept behind it, the message behind it, and that's where that gets lost. And again, this is where this whole oversensitive shit comes through, where people are like, damn, like, do you even know what the fuck I'm saying? Because obviously you don't. I'm trying to tell it to you and trying to tell you something with the message, and it's being misinterpreted by 5 different things. And again, boy, girl, it, she, him, her, what, it, way, that way, ChatGPT, back.
I way.
Yeah.
I know, but
because I think another thing about that, because you cover on a good point, is also we could appreciate the value of that. Like we can, like, we have to wait a week, and then we can talk about it for the whole week. But it's like, you learn patience. You learn, like, you can forget about it, and then be like, oh yeah, today's Friday.
You fill your day with other shit.
Yeah, right. But and it's like now everything is so mass produced, that you don't understand the value of things.
Too much information, like
So that's the point I was gonna make that you brought up, because it's the same with information with the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I support Trump, I support Elon, I support whatever this stuff is going on. That doesn't mean I support them 100%, but because I do have support for them, my feed is only positive, right? On whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then people who are on the inverse are like, oh, I fucking hate Trump, I hate Elon. Their feed is full on hate on there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're also, by just like you say, if you binge something, we're binging our echo chambers. And that's why when we come into person and somebody hears that I support somebody, it becomes a standoff. And it's just like, dude, I support my brother. That doesn't mean I always believe like everything he does is what I would do. So at what point did it turn to in society where just because you support someone, that means they're your God now, and then you hold all your allegiance to that person, and it's so one-sided now, and it's turning us and it's splitting us against each other, where we can't have fruitful regular conversations like this because somebody's feelings are going to get hurt. Somebody's getting only one side of the information or only one side of the story, and they're not even mature enough to just listen to another point of view. And again, we're at that Demolition Man spot where it's just like, you're either gonna go underground with me and eat rat burgers, or you go eat Taco Bell for $2,000 a plate.
Yeah.
First of all, have you been to Timmy Chan's?
Yeah. We all from the hood. We all,
bro.
They got plexiglass on drive-thrus now.
Yeah. Oh, the plexiglass been there since for a minute. Yeah. At least 2003.
Man, that's crazy. Y'all put plexiglass on there.
One of them that I like is called Number One Chicken and Rice. It's on Alameda. I don't know. It's old school. It's cash only.
Yeah,
and it's like design. You come in from one way and out the other way. It's like super tight. You can just come order your food, get your
one
food,
ketchup.
get the fuck out. Yeah,
you gotta get one ketchup.
Like, I need extra ketchup. It's more money. Like, damn, can I get some soy sauce?
Just one.
But see,
but going back to what you were saying about if you bring in here someone that's has different thoughts or belief system that you have, They have to have a willingness to be open-minded.
The open concept, and
Yeah,
that's the
but if you're gonna bring in here someone that's strictly CNN,
black and white,
black and white, you're never gonna gain any grounds on that kind of person. And that's not to say that's their fault. Maybe that's the way they're conditioned or they're raised, or maybe they got something going on at home that they just come home and just turn on CNN and just fall asleep. And that's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Someone who's willing to come in here and try to change my point of views, but for me to be open-minded about it, that takes a different person, dude.
That's where you get this radicalness from. That's where you get these people that are radical in the sense of that.
You can't just go up to somebody and say, "Hey, I support Trump," and then you have somebody's like, "You're not." They just label you right away without even hearing anything you speak.
Right. But that's what I'm trying to try to turn back by being real on this podcast, by showing, I grew up in a different light. Like, we grew up in the hood with Timmy Chans, with plexiglass, with drive-bys.
Very diverse.
Right. I live with people of color. We've had awesome friends here. We've also had horrific, violent people here. We keep up our yard, but the people in the neighborhood next to us litter in our ditches and shit. Some of these people who are so on their side don't even realize what life is like outside of their bubble. And if they can't hear a perspective from the people that they're trying to protect, they're gonna walk into the slaughterhouse themselves. And I just have that much love for humans that I would rather say, hey, just listen to me. You're walking in a direction where they're gonna kill you, or
lie to you,
or whatever,
mislead you, because that's where I'm at, right? That's my thing about it all. It's every single human is a beautiful soul, a beautiful being, whatever, right? And can offer so much. But if they're under that cloak and they'll never think anything other than what they believe, because if you're really a person that thinks mainstream media, mainstream news are telling you the truth, then you're screwed. Right? Now, I'm not to say that I don't watch it, because you're going to find some stuff that's really happening on the planet, events, whatever, but also follow up, do more research, because it's like, okay, we hear Russia bombs Ukraine. Okay, that's all we hear. So then we think, if we only hear Russia did this, then we think Russia's the enemy, right? Well, what if it's not? I'm just using it as an example, right? There's a lot behind that, but I'm just using it.
Snippet.
Just in general, like there's always like three sides to the story, right?
Right.
It's their side, that side, and then the truth.
So who controls the media, right? So it's like we think, oh, a doctor wouldn't lie to me. A doctor's gonna tell me what medicine I need. And it's like, okay, we want to believe that, and that should be the case.
That was the case. I don't think it is anymore.
It's not.
I think people are waking up to that whole doctor stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's exactly what y'all based on. Again, the doctor gets paid for every sick patient. If you ain't sick, they don't get paid. They don't get money. They can't afford the living that they want to do. And again, I mean, it's
kickbacks from the pharmaceuticals. Hey, you push this. This is what we're trying to sell.
The toxicity that exists in the entire system. And you're right. It's just, again, you have someone who just sits here and just labels you like, oh, you're a Trump supporter. No, I don't fuck with you. No, he has some good points. I don't fuck with Trump. But, the whole thing that's happening with ICE, like, I don't believe in that shit again. Like, my wife literally told me yesterday, she was like, oh, the person from Russia or Germany came and gave him a whole certificate of where his grandfather was born at in Germany. Oh, and yet you trying to kick us out? Like, bitch, my mom and dad came, before I was born here.
Yeah.
First generation, then you're a third generation. Just because you were born third generation, now you consider yourself, oh, American. Oh, shit, my bad. Yeah,
no, but that's real though, because that's a good example to relate it to, right? Because these are the conversations that we should have, right? We hear that, okay, well, what's the purpose of him being born in Germany? Are you using it to manipulate? Are you using it to gaslight? Are you using it to misguide people again? So it's like, this is the conversation that we need to talk. Does it matter? Okay, if he's doing something good on this side, then maybe we should see what he's doing and what his purpose. Can we help? How can we help? Should we support it? Should we stop it?
Right.
Like this is what the purpose of Ruffled Feathers is. But not only Ruffled Feathers Podcast, but in the world, to have these conversations and to be like, what is the right thing? Where is the right direction to go? Like, not to convert people.
Because we can extrapolate each scenario and have its own podcast on immigration.
Yeah.
Or AI, which was today's episode, or whatever. But that's the whole point. Is like, you're your opinion is valid, right? And you have issues that are brought up that someone on the right who's isn't have any connection to somebody Hispanic or whatever should hear and understand. And then vice versa. A white person who might have a valid opinion on why it's affecting them, American, should also say something that you should be able to be like, you know what, that's also true. Like that makes sense to me. So I think that's the fallout. Like that's where the algorithms are not
communicating correctly,
keeping us engaged.
But that's done intentionally, right? Because even though AI is finding algorithms on its own, I still think there's a master controller, right? That dictates, like, wants to keep those truths hidden. The truths have been hidden for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, because so like I said, I support Trump, but and probably 85% of what he does I agree with. We can go into the semantics of like, oh well, he shouldn't talk so much on Twitter and this and that. He shouldn't be so confrontational. Yeah, I agree. But who gives a fuck? No citizen knows any president, right? The president's job is to kind of just make sure we stay safe and the economy runs well, and then there's not too much government outreach to our freedoms, which we've lost way past Trump. But people think Trump's the big bad guy. But what brings me back into that is because I am still always cautious of any person just because of growing up in the hood. You just don't know who your next enemy was, who was gonna fucking shoot you next or try to stab you or whatever. So I see that with every person. Like I gotta get all your angles. But what's happening too with the whole administration is they're upgrading the government with AI help. So
black and white.
Yeah. So they're bringing in Palantir, which is also connected to Elon with PayPal and his old buddies through there, where they're basically upgrading government systems to where they communicate better with each other. Because in the past, if you had a Medicare claim or whatever, like that's why there were so many people dead on voting rolls, because like everything was paper. And they would have to go to one department, they'd email this department, you'd hope the email got answered to like delete this person or whatever. And like there was no communication within the government. Wow. So it's getting upgraded, which is a good net positive because things can run fluently and more fast. But there's always a double-edged sword of now whoever's in power can start to see, because what they want to be able to start seeing is when people are taking advantage of the system. Like let's say for benefits, somebody keeps making benefit claims every 2 months. And so now it'll flag in the system, which is good, right? For people who know people who are taking advantage of the system, and all these scammers and shit that are don't work. They just go shoplift and scam the government and scam food stamps and scam social security benefits, like all that type of shit. Like that should stop. But at the inverse is like, if somebody who doesn't like somebody, you can easily just go get the AI to like, all right, well let's start to make a I guess a profile on Gus because he's been talking too much about our government and we don't like that. And that's how easily the same thing with what happened after 9/11 was the Patriot Act, where all of a sudden now they can pretty much spy on anyone because they might be a terrorist.
Right.
So again, I'm always going to scrutinize everyone. Even though I support Trump, I have a lot of scrutiny towards this idea of AI being able to kind of manage all what we're doing on a government level. What's your take on, I guess, government's role in...
I'm not gonna lie, like when you're in the middle of talking, I'm listening to all of it, and you gave me a lot to digest in that one tidbit, so I was trying to break it down, and I had some ideas on the running that. In regards to that, like I said, I agree with that to a certain extent. For the people that are taking advantage of it, it cuts them down, which is good. And the event that you said, like, you know, somebody gets pissed off at somebody and they could screw over the system and then aim and target that person. I just don't like the fact of it being too, because the thing about it is, like, imagine now you fill out whatever online. Actually, matter of fact, I can actually tell this back to the situation I was going through. I was looking for car insurance. I was trying to go with Geico because I had them previously. And so they hit me up where they're like, you were in an accident in 2000, a specific day, one specific day 3 years ago, and then I'm like, let me go through my photos. For some reason, I had a feeling, and it said I hit a car, but I never hit a car at all that specific day because looked at my camera. My camera literally has me chilling in my bed doing some dumb shit, and so I'm like, and it says, if you want this insurance, you have to either say and like, buddy, this is midnight because my car got towed. I had to get it. It's a whole long story behind it, but I digress. Literally, I'm trying to get a car insurance so I can get my car out of impound. And so in the midst of me doing that, it literally states like, you were in a car accident this time, this date. Do you say yes or no? I'm like, no. Okay, cool. Well, it's going to be up for review and submission and take some time for you to get car insurance. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Never mind. Go ahead, just hit yes and then just argue it. And then it says, okay, you still have to talk to somebody and then argue with the whole fucking thing. I'm like, damn, I need my car insurance now. But again, the reason I tie that back to what you just said right now was because, again, you can literally just hit yes on a bubble and the automated system, the AI is going to say, oh, well, you don't qualify for this. Well, let me go back and hit no because I didn't mean that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a slip up of a button. And then it's like, well, you can't do shit now. You fucked up. You hit yes. And it's this is where the AI fucks up. It's yes. It's yes. It's yes. I meant no. You said yes, though.
Mm-hmm. And it knows you're trying to manipulate it.
If
that's the case.
Well, yeah, if you're trying to manipulate it, but if you're not trying to manipulate it and you made a mistake on it, you cannot go backtrack. It's going to make it so much more difficult for you to get approved, and it doesn't matter whatever it says.
It's probably worse though with the humans where you're like, okay, yeah, and then you realize like, well, shit, I should have said no. Let me call back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least you got human emotion behind it. Like, hey, like no, like I'm dead. Like, hey, look, man, I did not mean this. I honestly didn't. I solemnly swear, whatever you need me to say, like I promise you, I didn't mean it. And then that's where.
But because I feel you because you're hoping you got the right human because you've called or gone to the DPS and you get the shitty human who's like, no, you need to go to get this paper or something they could have done on their end that would have mitigated the situation to not make it last longer. But because they gave two shits about you. You are where you are, so like it's double-edged sword with everything we do, right? Because I appreciate automation, right? Because even in my business, if a tattoo machine helps me work faster and it's wireless and it's everything, because I used to go from the coils, the like fucking 15-pound machines. You hear that shit when you're at night when you're asleep, like
the nightmare.
You got the big wrist.
It's underneath the bed.
Yeah,
that's funny,
but I transitioned to wireless pen style because they're lighter and there's no more wire because it made everything more efficient, faster, and more pleasant for the client. But there's guys that are like, nah, man, old school's the only way, and it's just like, bro, like if the technology makes life easier, better, and more streamlined and doesn't do the work for you, then I'm all for it. And in those cases where the AI like gets you faster to the person you need to talk to me, like that in most cases is going to be your best scenario.
I got a what if then.
Go ahead
and call Xfinity right now and ask them to go ahead and cancel your service and see how long that takes with the automated system.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Well, the trick is just keep hitting 0.
To speak to a representative. Yeah. Nah, dude,
it's not recognized input.
I think in the long run, it's inevitable. AI is going to be part of our existence and our day-to-day. It's inevitable. It's coming. But it's programmed. If programmed correctly or done the way that it should be, it's flawless, right? Because it's like a computer. I mean, calculator. You're not gonna fuck up math on a calculator. Computer, the computer knew to change. Remember Y2K?
Yeah.
The computer knew. It's the new year. It's the millennium. Duh. So imagine super intelligent AI.
So we go back. Y2K was in almost an apocalypse situation.
Yeah.
People jumped off of. People kill themselves.
Dude,
right?
yeah, people
they
were
did.
so worried. Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
They thought the
They thought
nuclear
everything-
warheads were gonna bust out. And
Yeah.
Because everything's gonna be reset to 1 or 0.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna go back
I
to
remember
the
that.
Stone Age.
Nothing happened.
Nothing. It just turned the clock.
Yesterday, I had my battery went out in my car, my Fiat, and I took it down the street to Advanced Auto Parts, and the guy's like, "Do you have a receipt?" I was like, "No, I'm just gonna get a new one. I don't know. I forgot when I bought this." He scratched the side of it, and it had September 2023. He's like, "Well, these batteries have 3-year warranty. Do you have a receipt?" And I said, nah, man, I don't have anything. I mean, I was coming in here thinking I was just going to buy a new one, $225. And going back to what he was saying about the human emotion, the guy's like, but you bought it here? I was like, yeah, I bought it at this store. Actually, that lady right there helped me. I just don't remember when. He's like, you don't have any emails, any receipts? I don't have anything, dude. And he goes, I'll tell you what, since it's September 2023, I'm just going to apply a receipt to somebody that bought it a month after that. And I was like, oh, I appreciate that. I'm still thinking I'm going to come out of pocket. And he looked it up. He did his whole human emotion type thing. Because a robot would have been like, sorry, you're screwed. Get a new one. Man,
sure.
he put up somebody's receipt for the same battery that was bought in November of 2023. And he applied that to that. He's like, there you go. You no longer have a warranty, but there's your free battery. I'm like, dude, I pulled out $20. I was going to spend $225. I said, man, buy yourself some lunch. I can't, man. The cameras are watching. They're going to think we're selling parts under the table. Like, man, but I'm glad that my son saw all that. Because he was right next to me. Saw the interaction, human to human. The guy on the other side was like, let me cut you a break. I'm going to look. Man, it was 10 minutes. I was like, sweet, dude. I walked out of there. I'm like, man, shit, we can do whatever we want now. We got 200 extra bucks.
Yeah.
What do y'all want to do? I want to stay at the house.
Like, I'm like,
buy a Brazilian.
Buy a what? Buy a more bidding balls coming.
No, but dude, that's powerful. Like
that was cool.
Because your son witnessed that. He
was just like looking at us go back and forth. And I remember being with my dad when he would go do estimates on jobs and him measuring doing the measurements and just interacting with people about like, I can do this for this much amount. I can do this. Saturdays and Sundays was just estimates. We didn't do shit. We probably spend more money in gas and convenience stores than anything, but he was working for the week, because he tried to keep 4 guys employed. But seeing all that, and I was like, man, I'm gonna grow up not doing that because I'm not a carpenter. I don't do shit with my hands. But having that moment that my son saw that, I was like, that's pretty cool that he saw the interaction. Yeah. I mean, if anything, that was Saturday, 10 minutes. He'll probably forget and say that I was a bad father, but it felt good to me. So I was like,
that's the opposite for me.
But then he'll have a son and remember.
No, just that wholesome memory. It'll eventually come back, and like you'll see the actual truth of
a human. Because I'm sure he's 7. So what, in 17 years, maybe 20 years, there probably won't be a human on the other side.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he was able to witness that, even just that brotherly, like, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I know I can help you out.
I'm gonna help you out.
Why not? Why wouldn't I if
crazy,
I can?
Dude.
But going into that, what you just said right now, like, it might be a robot. Like, how the fuck we gonna pay for anything?
Yeah, black and white, like you said, no.
Like, how the fuck we gonna pay anything? We're not gonna be able to work. No, I get
violation.
That. But I'm saying, like, if it's robots that are taking the workplace and taking over the workplace, and then they're wanting less human interaction, then how the fuck are we going to afford to buy anything, do anything? Again, it goes to the whole situation of, okay, well, robots and AI are better at everything than we are, so why do I need to hire you? Why do I need you to work?
Well, that's why Elon speaks on a universal basic income.
It was also that Asian dude. Universal $1,000 a month. Because he was talking about a lot about the truck drivers, like the men that are like 60, 50 years old that are going to be without jobs. Like men like that, they're already depressed, they're overweight, they can't get back in the workforce. They were talking about a lot of just suicidal things whenever they can't get.
Bill Gates would love that.
Yeah, because now you're replaced by a robot.
Right, that's the thing with the AI, because right now it's making dumb people smart, right? Like they're writing emails that they could never articulate.
Did you write that or ChatGPT?
Yeah, people are. I mean, I've been using it, but I've been using it as a tool, and I'll ask it for one prompt, and I will try my best to get the prompt to more or less where I'm asking it to get me, but then I'll go and revise it by hand or print it and like make my own changes, because I don't want it to be
full control.
Yeah, well, not full control, but just doing it all for me, because we're not exercising our brain.
You don't want it to be the talent.
Right, exactly. And I want my talent to still be the identity of whatever I'm working on. But there's people that are just making the AI fucking
everything,
sex videos and all that shit.
They're doing the what is it? The maze backwards.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I'm at the beginning now. I finished. Like,
yeah.
No, bitch, you cheated.
You cheated.
That's how I would always make my mazes. I always start at the end. Dude. Nobody even taught me that. I was just like, wait.
Well, I got a fun video to show us of good old human ingenuity and editing before AI does all that. And then this is the video I was going to tell you about. that we're gonna come back to your story in the shower.
Oh shit!
So, good doctor, please play our send off video. Yeah. When the beat drops. Oh, there's no audio.
Where's the? We need to play the Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Damn, she's really trying to get up, huh? This is
she-
sped up,
nah,
right?
He's dancing.
real, bro.
If you could open it,
Open it from the message.
maybe it downloaded it with no sound.
That's that one you
Download it.
yeah, from your that site.
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah. And then you gotta hit the speaker at the bottom. Oh.
And this works. This works.
Oh, it's a shit. Oh, snap. She looks back at the camera.
Somebody just watching her too.
That's her ring.
Oh, it's a
camera.
ring.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
They have some good.
But that wasn't AI. That was just a human idea. Like, dude, let's put some music on this shit. Let's edit it and let's make her break dance. But I'm gonna miss this when it's just like fake videos and
Yeah, you don't know what you're watching.
you don't know what you're watching and you don't know what to believe anymore. And because I'm already getting like that.
Well, they're already doing like content creator AI videos, like the one where he's like, "Oh, I got into this isolated island, and now this caveman or this cannibal tribe wants to eat me, and is running, and they're behind him throwing shit at him." It's funny and it's good and it's creative, but it's like, now you can just type it all in and you have a video.
Remember Mr. Bean?
Yes.
God,
that's
I
gonna
hate
be
Mr. Bean. God,
Mr. Bean, Benny Hill.
Yeah, Benny Hill.
All those.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Benny Hill music would have gone good
Yeah.
with this one.
Oh, yeah.
Our kids won't see that.
They
They'll
will
look
if you show them.
If I show
they'll
them.
look. I mean, you got to start about at a young age because if you show someone who's like 8, 9 years old right now and plays this, like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Like,
so funny?
They're just falling.
Well, like dinosaurs. Did you remember dinosaurs?
Not the baby?
Yeah.
That
My
baby.
kids love that show, and that's like that's Jim Henson. That's like
Yeah.
making the characters.
That was art.
and actually making the art. So and they love that shit. So like it's incumbent upon us as parents or
So
the
many,
older gen
so many of
to
my
not-
coworkers walk like that dad.
Yeah.
Just
They're
old black
saying-
guys, just like
They're saying like the final episode was extremely sad because I think they knew they were gonna die.
Oh
which
yes,
is
yes. The
hilarious.
meteor comes.
Yeah, that was.
They were all in the
Oh,
kitchen
See,
or something.
I watched a few of them. I was never big on this one.
Bro, it's
But
good.
I remember I
Married
liked
with Children. That was a good one too.
Oh man,
Which
I
one?
love
Married with Children?
Oh yeah,
Al
Dude,
Bundy?
He always reminded me of you, dude.
Who, Al Bundy?
No, dude.
Oh,
the
Bud?
brother?
Son, yeah. Gus.
That was
dude.
ahead of its time, man. I still laugh at that shit.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
And then
That's funny,
Applegate,
dude.
That
Yeah.
was like everybody's first
Oh,
crush.
yeah. That's why my
Whoa,
mom didn't let us
whoa,
watch.
boy.
Whoa, it was Kimberly from Power Rangers. Let's not lie.
No, it's Topanga.
Okay,
Yeah,
Topanga.
different times too, though.
Topanga.
But yeah, but she's cute though.
Topanga,
Yeah,
Kimberly.
Oh, Kelly Kapowski.
Oh
Kelly
yeah.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm like, you had a.
Saved by the Bell.
That was a
Um,
lot of
no.
them, man.
Yeah, dude, lots of closet nights.
Mom, I'm gonna be doing my homework. Don't come interrupt.
90s TV was all that.
Yeah.
There was a show called All That.
Oh, they're making
Yeah.
a Voltron movie too.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
I saw
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully,
Voltron.
hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
No CGI cats.
It's gonna be all AI, bro.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably typing it up right now.
Dude, totally random, but y'all remember that Bloodsport with Van Damme?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, if you pay, I don't know if you know, but if you pay attention, there's cat noises throughout that whole movie.
Really?
You hear? It's freaking funny, bro. It's unbelievable. Somebody told me, and now I cannot
You can't
unhear
hear
it. It's through the whole movie. See if we can find some clips.
It's on YouTube, the movie itself, for free.
Yeah.
Because I watched
that movie Departed.
Yes, with
So
the-
I found out also like every character that walks into frame with an X behind them, they end up dying.
Was it X behind them?
Yeah, but
Really?
it's the filmmaker's way of telling that this person's gonna die in the future of the movie. Like That Jack Nicholson and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody that
It's a
walks
great movie.
behind an X, he puts X behind everybody that's gonna die.
So like it's like subliminal. It's
Yeah,
not like a obvious X.
No, it's like
it's kind of like that
there's
cat.
an X right there behind
it'll
you.
be
Yeah.
right here. Yeah.
Like
Wow.
Yeah.
He's X
And
behind
so,
you.
what do we call those Easter eggs?
Yeah. It's kind of like the cat thing you just said.
Let's see.
Yeah. What's this?
From this point throughout the rest of the movie, you'll randomly hear during the music, you'll just hear.
Oh yeah.
No, but it's further. It's a lot.
But those are only in the Kumite.
Yeah, those are the horns.
Yeah, those are the
in the fight.
Yeah, those are the horns.
No, dude, it's even when like they're talking and like walking scenes and stuff.
Oh, if they're in walking scenes, but that part is from the Kumite. Those
See,
sound
this
effects.
is
I
new to
watched
me.
the fuck out of that movie.
Yeah.
First of all, you can't mention that name without somebody in the background.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna call bullshit on that one.
Well, we have to watch it.
Do the Departed one.
Hey, do me a favor, man. Type in Boondocks Kumite. Type that up on YouTube. Boondocks Kumite, and I guarantee you, as soon as they say the word Kumite, every time they say Kumite, all you hear is that in the background.
Boondocks.
The little-
Kumite.
You never told me what kind of dogs you have.
I have 1 Dalmatian, 2 Retrievers.
Nice.
Oh, and 15 wolves.
Wolves? You mean like wolves?
Yeah. For some reason, wolves really like me. I was raised around wolves. They get a bad rap, but really, if you aren't afraid to establish dominance, there's nothing wrong with wolves.
That's fascinating.
You can fast forward a bit.
So, how long you been kickboxing?
Well, I do a lot of martial arts.
Right.
Not exactly kickboxing, but it's kind of
Right,
similar.
like right there.
It's called white noodles kung fu.
She's about to get into it right now.
Notice that's the deadliest style there is. Yeah, and it's great exercise.
You never mentioned that you were a kung fu master.
This crazy ex-boyfriend I had one time, he was a Shaolin monk. I learned it from him. Then I ended up having to use it on him, if you know what I mean.
Well,
The fuck?
Huey is very interested in martial arts, and I do a little typo myself.
Did you say kumite? Uh-huh. The kumite. What's a kumite? The kumite is a mythical invitation-only martial arts tournament with the deadliest fighters in the world. So you like Jean-Claude Van Damme? Hey, but I didn't think the kumite really existed. Oh no. The kumite is real.
I told you every time.
What?
That's a good show too. But see, let's try the X's on the Departed.
Oh
but
yeah.
The writer of that show, he speaks a lot too on culture and what he sees wrong with the world too, man.
Well, that's what Huey, right? He's the smart, intelligent
X sign or something. X sign, like X.
Or
X death?
Just put an
X.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
X. X
X
marks.
marks.
Yeah.
Videos.
Nah. Who's the director? Is it
Swarovski.
Yeah.
Martin Swarovski. Yeah.
Martin
Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Swarovski.
You're getting deported.
I know, mi Dios.
They got deported.
Somewhere on the screen.
Wow.
Watch it again. If you watch it again, knowing that it happens even to
It's on my
Costa,
list to
even
rewatch
very
too.
beginning. There's an X when he's
Oh.
walking through like the garage.
Really?
X's in the background. And Queenan is falling down the building.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's definitely.
He's in the middle of the desk.
Shadows of his office.
There's like specific
Ah, dude, I would have never noticed it.
Just make an X
That
on
they,
the wall.
they make an X.
That's a Y, first of all.
And it's a big X with all their faces in it.
They all die.
Ándale.
It, look, that's
The original Scarface.
yeah, it's tribute to the original
Tony
stuff.
Montana Scarface, the like 1950s one, I think, and where they do that a lot. In the movie. It's just,
He's like, I just farted.
Smells terrible.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool.
Interesting.
He shot him with a circle. Wow, man, that's crazy.
I know, right? What kind of weapon is that?
Ah,
EMP.
well, it was a good episode, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
How'd you enjoy yourself? You enjoy
I
yourself, man?
appreciate the Sweet 16.
Yeah, man.
Sweet
We
16.
can't be a Sweet 16
Too
without a
many more.
freestyle. You gonna buzz a freestyle?
Oh, we got to do it with the beating bow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll bring it in here.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Even bow. Wow.
We got a special gift for
the viewers.
Yeah. This is all raw and unedited.
This is unscripted.
Unscripted.
Not AI generated.
What was it?
He even has a little beat tracker here.
What was it? The was it uncut? Remember? Was it BET uncut?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the basement. We in the basement.
Wow.
Now, for those of you who don't know, this is the beating bow from
Listen,
capoeira.
Gus. What is it, Gus? Explain it to us.
This is an instrument used for conducting what they call the joda, a circle. It's called a beating bow. This is a gourd, and this is obviously the stick, and this is arame, made from tire, where the tire. And this is, of course, you get a rock and then a stick,
chopstick.
Makes these sounds. It makes and a scratch. So when you put it together, it goes. And you can catch a rhythm to
You want
it.
a trap beat or what do you want?
So if you want to pick up on
That's gonna be difficult for me to do. I don't think I can do that yet.
Yeah.
I'm not that far ahead.
We can play it.
Hey, but matter of fact, let's measure the size of this ball. Go back to the put this on OnlyFans.
fighter.
You the OnlyFans of that.
I'm saying OnlyFans that right there. This is not AI.
Ow.
It's stuck.
No, it's actually I was listening on YouTube.
Do you have a specific beat?
Nah, you know what? Let's go ahead and try this one. Actually, I was listening to that cipher from Red Bull. Type in, if you want YouTube, type in BET.
Oh yeah,
the one with Big Sean.
Payton sent it to me. Yes.
Yeah, that one was.
What year was that one?
That just came out. Just
oh, it was a fresh one?
Yeah, actually, that one right there.
The Big Sean.
Bro, I watched the last cipher. I was like, what the fuck is this? Or nobody was even with Lil Dicky. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a nice one. He saved it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if Lil Dicky wasn't there, I don't know if there would have been another one.
You can actually type in Red Bull Spiral instrumental, and you actually find it. Because trust me, I looked for that instrumental. I was enjoying that one a lot.
All right, let's see.
Red balls.
You know, people still.
That's it.
You know, people still radios. You saved my child. Look, I'm here kicking with Ruffled Feathers. And matter of fact, we do it together because we change the weather. I'm here sitting with the third eye open. I come in here just hoping that I can do something that we can really just have a conversation about. Matter of fact, don't understand because you know how we just handle our bouts. We can handle in the ring. Matter of fact, I could just sing, but I hope you understand everything that I just mean because I really hope we can convey. Matter of fact, portray. And understand my actions speak louder than words and say. But we could just sit down and do it too. But I don't want to be generated by AI to tell me what I do. I'm just up my trumpet, and matter of fact, I just really just stump it, I thump it. I just want to come in here not being corruptive and understand. I just hope my emotions are eruptive for you to get emotion. But I'm just sitting on, just really just thinking. Matter of fact, I'm sipping on some water so I can relax and max. And matter of fact, and I can portray back to my track. But I know I'm just sipping on this bull for energy. You're wondering how I come in here with enemies, but people want to portray me as a type of an enemy. If you don't understand my action, damn, that's misfortunate. Because I want to come with the fortune is big, but my fortune in, so I can get my fortune in. Because I'm currently chasing my currency so people can understand who I am currently. But that changes over time like wine, I shine. But time, a matter of fact, I rhyme. But I just want to get here and spend my time with y'all. Hopefully we can get better with together and back we flock together like the birds of a feather.
Wow. Yeah. The first official freestyle on the show.
Yeah.
I think Pop over there wants to get on.
I ain't no freestyler, but I walla, homie. Been water. I'm gonna serve them.
That dude from Making the Band? Dylon.
Who are the top 5 rappers of all time? It's Dylon. Dylon. Because I spit hot fire.
You want to get someone this? This is awesome.
But I didn't smoke today to be able to do that with you today, but
that was good, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. Hey, man. Yeah, on the fly, off the rip, man.
Well, before we go, I want to say June is mental awareness.
Yes.
So big ups to that. Anybody out there struggling or anything, drop a comment and
reach out.
Reach out. Just reach out. You don't have to go through this life alone. There's a lot of us, going through it too. especially men, you know, it's very healthy for us to keep talking like this and just vibe like that. So
And just
put
how
that
important,
out there.
Yeah, no, that's great. And just to talk about it, man. Like just how much relief you get from just expressing yourself, or you know, getting it out, dump it out. You know,
one way or another. Any music, any artistry, anybody you got friends or family that trust me, that helps out. Just having a conversation. It's not healthy just to keep it retained. It is not. It's not shaming just to have a conversation. Because again, that's another thing. That's a prideful thing to hold everything. Because again, as men, we're taught to retain everything and just stand up as strong as we can, and then just
it crumbles sometimes. So we got to rebuild.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing, because that's really what the show's about, and that's also a good reminder that to watch the show, enjoy it, comment, and most importantly, like if you want to be on the show, this is one of those spaces where we talk about anything and everything that we feel like is important. And so all you got to do is comment, let us know you want to be on the show, like and subscribe, and we'll hit you back. So thanks for everyone for joining us today. It was a beautiful episode.
Yeah.
And we'll hope to catch you on the next one.
Got a PPS real quick. Happy birthday to my wife coming up soon, and my sister.
Hey,
love y'all both.
All right.
It's a wrap. Yeah.
Thank you for listening.